Let me guess. You're about to ask the cards, is he the one? Is he the one? Is he the one? Is he the one? Chances are you're not going to get a good answer from the cards asking that question. Why? Because yes no readings tend to kind of back you in a corner. But you're in luck because today I'm going to give you a simple 3-card reading that may or may not give you the answer you're looking for, but it'll tell you the truth. Today's episode is like black coffee. You may like it, you may not, but it does the trick. Taste the tarot. All right, so let's do it. This is the Is He the One spread in the form of the relationship spread. So how this works is you've got you, them, and the relationship as a third party or entity. Or if you prefer to think about it this way, it's what's between you and them. That is the basic 3-card spread. So let's start with the first 2 cards. Okay, so we've got the first 2 cards here, you and them. And basically what we're looking for when we lay these cards is, are you quote unquote compatible, so to speak. So let's just do it. I've got someone in mind for myself because I do not like doing hypothetical spreads. I can't stand that. It's like, oh, hypothetically, if I pulled this card. There's nothing hypothetical about tarot, people. It's like you're doing a reading. It's alive. It's happening in the moment. There is no hypothetical. So anyway, I have someone in mind. I don't want to tell you about this person or the situation. But I'm just going to talk about it. So the card of me here is the Queen of Swords. So I'm showing up as the Queen of Swords. So this is someone with a good head on her shoulders, if I do say so myself. Able to make rational decisions, able to sort things out, able to say what she wants, separate the wheat from the chaff, from the shaft, from the chaff, so, okay, so that's me. So this other person that I'm asking about is showing up as the Judgment card. Interesting. So, okay, so I would say with this card, about this person, it's like their primary purpose is to live their purpose, I would say, with this Judgment card. They are following the call that they hear in their own life, and that's what they're about. That's what they're doing. So basically, when we're asking about compatibility, if this Judgment card had been like another Minor Arcana card, we could have been like, oh, it's 2 swords, so you guys are both like really rational mental people. Or it's a sword and a cup, and so it's like you are really rational and mental and you want to talk through things, or you want to like strategize or things like that. But this other person as a cup, they're more of a feeling type and they might not talk as much. And so that might, like as far as compatibility, it's like, well, as long as you're the leader over here as the Queen of Swords and the other person is and here I am, I'm doing hypothetical, which I just said I hate. But it's like the other person, if they were a cup, you're not exactly like the same type of person. But that doesn't mean it can't work. But it's just something to keep in mind that your approach is the sword way. Their approach is the cup way. So that's the first thing that you look at. And so like that'll show you a lot right off the bat, because sometimes you'll see me like, okay, you guys are not on the same page. You're not on the same page because this person is this and this person is that. And so you're not. And once again, that does not point to a doomed relationship, but it's just noting that you're coming from really different places. So that's the compatible part. And so then the next part this is not a big deal, but you might want to take it into consideration. It's called directionality. I kind of borrowed that from Lenormand. And so it has to do with where the people in the cards are looking. So in this case, there is no directionality because the Queen of Swords is looking straight ahead and the Judgment card is looking straight ahead. But sometimes you have it where this card is looking and this card is looking and oh, they're looking at each other. Okay, that's good. There is some connection. But if one person's looking this way and the other person's looking that way, it's like, oh, I'm looking at that person, but they're not looking at me at all. They're looking somewhere else. So that it can be interesting because there's can be some interesting dynamics that get confirmed when you look at directionality. So that is that. So now we need to add the third card of the relationship. So here we go. We have me, the other person, and then we have the relationship or what's between us here. And so this is a great card. I like this card because this is a very even exchange card. Six of Pentacles, even exchange. So as far as it goes for me and the other person, they're not looking to take advantage. They're not looking to get something. I'm not looking to take advantage. I'm not looking to get something. It's like we've got a real even exchange here. So once again, when you lay the card, you will have an impression about what's going on in the relationship one way or the other. If you see the Seven of Swords there, once again, this is me hypothesizing, oh, what could that mean? Or if you see like the Ten of Wands, what could that mean as far as the relationship goes? So now we've got the three cards, and that actually tells you a lot right off the bat. Like I said, you can get a lot of information right off the bat with 3 cards, but we're going to add a few more to flesh out this reading a little bit more. So our next step will be, we've got me, we've got them. That's the relationship. We've got them. Okay, and then I've got a spot for intentions on both sides. Okay, so you can make that as like, what are my intentions around this relationship? What is this person's intentions around the relationship? It can be like, you can also ask, how do they feel? How does this person feel about that person? How does this person feel about that person? What are they thinking? What does this person see as wrong? What does that person see as wrong? What does this person see as right? What's that? So you can play with that, but in this case, I'm using intentions. So it's like, what are my intentions in this relationship? What is that person's intentions in the relationship? So for me, I have the Hierophant. That happens to be my soul card. I'm a 5. And I think I'm seeing this relationship as a mentorship relationship. That's what I'm going to say about this, because that can be, the Hierophant can be a teaching and learning mentorship kind of thing. That's how that's my intention around this relationship. This other person, Page of Pentacles. So yeah, so they're looking for opportunities. They're looking for opportunities to build and grow things. Yeah, so they're scouting around and just kind of seeing what's out there. They're trying. I think with the Pentacles, it's like they're trying to stabilize something. They're trying to see if there's opportunities to stabilize this, because we already had this 6 even exchange. So it's like this person might be like, can we build upon that? Can we build something here? Can we build something for the future? Can we build something more stable? So it's a very practical mindset coming from this side. And so that's what I'll say about that. But wait, there's more. We can add more cards. But once again, we've added another layer. There's a lot of information here. There's a lot of information. You don't have to lay a lot of cards to get a lot of information. So the next step here we have is, we're going to look at any potential obstacles is what we're going to do. So we got to set everybody back up where they belong. So we have what the relationship, and then we're going to cross that with the obstacles. Oops, sorry, it was out of view. we have the relationship, and we're gonna cross it with some obstacles. Okay, so let me move this page. Okay, all right. Okay, so any potential obstacles. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Rods. So sometimes when you get a really positive card in this obstacle position, it means there's really not an obstacle. It's actually a strength or a good sign. With the Queen of Rods here, I could go either way on that. It's like, with Earth cards, they can be kind of heavy and kind of stuck in their ways, maybe a little bit, or a little bit boring. You know what I'm saying? So with the Queen of Rods as potential obstacle, it's like there's not a lot of fire in this relationship, so there's not a lot of impetus to do anything. You know what I mean? It's like there's not this spark, or maybe there's not like the smart spark of connection, like, hey, we're a good match. You know what I mean? For whatever purposes that you're talking about, So that's what I would say is with all this earth energy here, because we had the Six of Pentacles and the Page, it's like there's not a lot of impetus to like move forward, or I don't want to say that like this relationship's not going to work, but it's just there's not a lot of spark there. There's not a lot of spark, which if you're looking for something slow, steady, and reliable, then that's okay, But if you're looking for something like exciting and wild and out of the box and sweeping you off your feet, then maybe not, right? So that's how that part is shaking out. Okay, so hopefully this is still recording because my screen went out. Okay, so the last section here is we're going to add one final card. What will that final card be? You will find out shortly. So I'm going to have to get my screen back on because I can't see where the cards are. So let me figure that out here. Okay. All right. So let's get everything where it belongs. So we've got me and my intentions, the other person, their intentions. We've got the relationship itself. We have potential obstacles. And so then the last card is like, you can either make it the advice or the outcome card. So in this case, I think I'm going to do the advice. So how to navigate this relationship, the advice. Ooh, we've got the Nine of Swords. Interesting. The advice is the Nine of Swords. How is the Nine of Swords the advice? This is one of those situations where a negative card comes up where you don't expect it. It's like, okay, the advice is negative. I would say with the Nine of Swords is a lot about worries and frustrations and feeling like you have your hands tied and just being like spun out in your head about things. So the advice is to free yourself of that. I would pull another card to clarify this Nine of Wands. We have the World. So I think the World is saying all of your past experiences have brought you to this point. So there can be a good outcome. There will be a good outcome. So don't let all of these like past experiences like trigger the panic of the Nine of Swords. Don't make something there that's not there. It's like don't let stuff trigger you. Just be like, hey, you know what? Like this is my opportunity here to bring everything, all my experience together in one singular point here. And then it's like, we don't know what's going to happen. we could ask that. Like, I could have asked the outcome, but I didn't ask that. I asked the advice. So the advice is, yep, you've got shortcomings. This other person has shortcomings. You have a history. That person has a history. But both of your life paths have taken you to a point where you're going to cross. So just don't freak out. Yeah, that's how I'm going to read it. Don't freak out. So this is the tarot spread that it might be kind of boring, but it's going to tell you the truth. So I advise you, instead of just asking the cards, is he the one, is he the one, is he the one, and pulling a couple cards and being like, I don't know, is he? And then seeing what you want to see, pull a spread like this that's going to tell it like it is. This is Cassandra the Card Reader. See you next time.